Okay, so let's start in the middle of our mat. And feel free to place a block or pillow underneath just to provide a little extra support, moving the ischium bone back. And feel free to go wide-legged, slight bend, or cross-legged. And then just take a soft gaze at the eyes or close them, whatever feels comfortable to you. And taking a breath in together. And exhale. Before we begin regulating the breath, just establishing your breath currently. Noticing if you're breathing in from the belly, maybe even placing a hand on the belly as a reminder just to breathe in and feel that expansion in the belly. And then on the exhale, feeling deflate as if you're expanding, blowing up this balloon, imagining maybe even blowing up a balloon. And then exhale, releasing, letting the balloon go free. Just one more time. Just that gentle reminder, imagining as if that belly is a balloon, blowing it up. And exhale, releasing and letting it go. And then sighing out the air one more time, creating an audible exhale. Feel free to keep the hand on the belly or placing the palm facing up. Let's get started with 3 rounds of balancing breath, breathing in to the count of 4, and then exhale to the count of 4, and creating that slight constriction in the back of the throat, that ha sound. Let's inhale together for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right where you're at, placing the right hand on the heart, the left hand on the abdomen, and feel free to repeat this internally. May this practice heal, provide peace, and strengthen my body and my mind. May this practice heal, provide peace, and strengthen your body and your mind. And one more breath in together. And exhale, release. Let's take it in. Arms are going to go out and up, palms touch. And just making sure that we're not concaving forward, but expanding, opening up. Unshrug of the shoulders here. An isometric activation by pressing your palms together. Another sip of air in. And then exhale, let's just go ahead and release. One more time. Inhale, arms are going to go out and up, palms touch. Gentle gaze up. And this time on the exhale, just gently creating this axial rotation, very slowly placing the right hand behind, supporting the lumbar spine. And then the left hand just gently at the left knee. Making sure, maybe even imagining there's a string on top of the crown of the head as you inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, gently, gently twisting to the right side. And just stay here for a breath. And then on the next inhale, come back to center. Unshrug the shoulders, looking up. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, just slowly slowly and gently placing that left hand down the back of the spine, almost like a kickstand. Pressing forward and then placing the right hand somewhere around the knee here. And taking inhale to lengthen and exhale, begin to twist just a little bit deeper here. And coming back to center on your inhale. And exhale, just release, kind of shake it out a little bit. Remove that block if you had one. Let's just come over to our tabletop position. And we'll do a few rounds of that traditional cat and cow. But before we even do that, just pretend you're wagging a tail and create some just organic spinal movement, releasing any tension or stress in the lower back. Just being very gentle with the body and slowly. I think of this as like organic, non-regulated movement right now for just a few breaths. And utilizing perhaps that 4 to 4 count, thinking as I go in, depending on where I'm moving my spine, I can count to 4. And if I'm moving back or down, releasing that exhale to the count of 4. Just one more breath cycle on your own. Just letting this feel good internally. I know personally, this is something I like to do when I'm feeling too caught up in the mind. So just releasing. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. And spread the fingers wide, creating that arch, almost claw-like with the hand to protect the wrist. And just noticing if your shoulders are in line with your wrist. Keeping that alignment here. Let's go ahead and protract forward, squeezing the glutes. And then release slowly, looking all the way up, 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 unshrug of the shoulders. And then on your exhale, just go ahead and protract once more here. And release. Maybe slight bend of the elbows, tucking the elbows in. And gaze can be up, but nothing too wonky with the neck here. This time as you release, tuck the bum in, protract the shoulders, and tuck the toes. So it's almost like you're coming to a down dog. You're lifting your knees, and we'll call this a bear pose as we're clawing the mat. Clawing the mat, engaging the core for just a few more counts. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and extend into a down dog for just a transitional period, bending into the right, bending into the left, gently even shaking the head no, and shaking the head yes, reminding yourself that there's no tension in the neck whatsoever. And like I said, this is just going to be a transition pose. So just go ahead and walk the feet forward with a nice bend in the knees, all the way to the top of the mat. Just allow your body to fold forward, bending the knees as much as needed. So that way your abdomen is right on the thighs. Just let your body sway. Let your body sway. Release the head and the neck. Letting it sway, maybe grabbing either elbows if that feels good as a ragdoll variation, or just letting yourself droop forward. I'm just noticing, am I breathing in? Yes, I know I'm breathing out. Sometimes is a really nice mantra. Excuse me. On the next inhale, come to a flat back. Keeping a nice bend in the knees still. And then C grip right where your waist is at to help you come all the way up slowly, slowly, slowly as we just did an inversion. And still a micro bend in the knees, placing the right hand on the heart and the left hand on the abdomen. Option to take a gentle gaze, to close the eyes, just connecting, breathing in and breathing out. And again, maybe extending the exhalation just a little bit longer as we'll go into more of our passive holds here. So inhaling and exhale. And then go ahead and release and shake it out. And just give me a thumbs up if you like the moon squats, or a thumb in between. You're not sure, a thumb down if you did not like the moon squats from last week. Okay, cool. So we're going to, yes, definitely hydrate 100%. That sounds like a great idea, actually. I'm just gonna take a swig of some cold tea. Yes, this is a Christmas cup. Why not? All year. And we're going to go about a meter apart. So heels will be slightly in, toes will be going out, and we'll squeeze the glutes, slight bend always in the knees. Inhale, creating that Y shape, and exhale, little baby fist, protract forward, squeeze the glutes, and curl, curl, curl to where your point of accessibility is. So it does not mean it has to be all the way down here. It can be right here, wherever you're feeling that slight sensation, but squeezing the glutes. And we'll come back all the way up. Take a breath in. And exhale, squeeze, squeeze, curl the spine, tuck the chin in gently, coming to your point of accessibility at the squat, keeping the knees outward rotation, right? Outward rotation, and then coming all the way. Yeah, good. Just gentle movement. I like saying the word yes. I know we did that last week. And then exhale, curl, curl all the way to your point of accessibility. Knowing every day is different. And on the inhale, coming all the way up, up, up. Beautiful. Open up. Say yes. And 2 more like that at your own pace. Curl, curl all the way. And open up. Last one here. Curl, curl, curl. And all the way up. And release. And then go ahead and shake it up. You're gonna let your heels, yeah. There's something about letting your heels just gently, or even a little bit of force is okay, hit the ground. There's something just very grounding, literally, with that. So let's move over to our stool, cooler, chair, whatever is available to you. And placing a pillow, probably a little extra support here. Yes, that's gonna be perfect. And you're welcome to go closer to the wall too, but I'm gonna guide you. So we're going to place our bum on the edge to start. Option also, if you'd like, you can bring either a thick book or blocks nearby, and you can place your feet on top too. That will be another option as well. Yeah, just have them next to you. And once you're seated, you're going to protract those shoulders forward again. You don't have to tuck the chin in like all the way here, but just a nice gentle tuck in. So we're protecting, right? We're protecting our thoracic and cervical spine as well as our lower back. And as you protract, we're going to go very, very, very slowly all the way back here. This is our floppy noodle, and I'll explain a little bit more about the benefits of this and what you want to be mindful of as you're going back, 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 is there should be no weight or tension on the back. And I'm going to go ahead and come up just so I can help guide with placement, but I wanted to just walk you through this as you set up. Yeah, okay. And feel free to walk your feet out away from you, see how that feels. And we're going to hold this one for about 1.5 minutes. I've already set the timer, so just allow my voice to kind of provide support and guide you through this. So think of time under passive tension. So we're holding this particular pose for longer. As studies show that after about 2 minutes, our autonomic nervous system begins to relax. That is a cue in a sense that as our body relaxes, our mind relaxes, and we're able to develop more of that neural flexibility as well as seeing it in the body. So taking a moment here, right where you're at, option to keep your hands on your tummy or to release and let them fall back. This is also one that's very heart opening as well. So just being gentle as you take a breath in and breathing into the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Utilizing that oceanic sound in the back of the throat, that light constriction in the back of the throat that activates that vagus nerve, the upper part of the vagus nerve, which is called our ventral vagal. And by doing that, we're able to activate our parasympathetic nervous system, the expression of rest and digest. Staying here for just a few more moments longer. This is a floppy noodle, as a yoga body calls it. And you'll feel quite a few different benefits, primarily in the back. It's important to know how to go into a pose safely so you feel that you can release a little bit more as well. Okay, so let's just go ahead and slowly and gently come out of this. So as you're here, utilizing maybe that edge of the stool, the cooler chair, and just coming out of it, how you came back into it, using your transverse abdominis, so your core, and using that shoulder girdle, protraction of the shoulders to come all the way forward here. And as a counter pose, walk your feet forward. Just let yourself fall forward. Let yourself just hang for a few moments here. Just a few moments. Maybe even sticking out your tongue, creating that lion's breath. And then when you're ready, go ahead and see, grip the waist, come all the way up. Come all the way up. Just notice how you're feeling. And then release. I know we have a few minutes left here. So I'd like to show you, if you have a strap or belt available. And I know that I think your your video might have gone out, but if you can still see me, that's good because I'm going to keep showing you a few things. And then if you have to go, just turn your video on and let me know. Okay. So, oh, you're back. Yay. That's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I think one of our furry friends, yeah, it's all good. Oh, I know you. Okay. So using a belt, yeah, or a strap. Yeah, okay, perfect. So this is one that's going to help open up range of motion in our upper body, because especially for women, it's something we have to work a little bit more on, and that is okay because challenge accepted, right? So you're going to go ahead and hold it like this. So if I had made a fist, it's just that. Yeah. Then you're going to just bring it around. Go back a little bit. Yeah. And then with your other hand, you're going to grab. And this is archer's pose. So once you have this, we can pretend we're Robin Hood here. I'm trying to think of the female variation, but Robin Hood works. So from here, you're not going to lean in. That's another pose. You're not going to lean in. So no contact to your head or your back. You're going to lean out. And how you do that is using the bottom hand to pull away. You'll immediately feel some sensation here. So this is one that we can utilize our breath. It won't be a very long hold, but it will be a little bit lengthier than what you would do normally maybe. And what we can do to intensify is bring a shortening of the strap. But what we want to do is build on sustainability, right? So as we're training our autonomic nervous system, that we're not fleeing from a tiger, we're just practicing yoga. We want it to be sustainable. So utilizing our breath to breathe in and slowly and deeply exhale out. So we can let ourselves, our autonomic nervous system, know that we are safe and we're just practicing yoga. And we'll stay here for several more breaths in and several more breaths out. And over time, you'll notice more of an opening here in the shoulder girdle, practicing a safer range of movements. Safer range of movement for overhead range of movement. And let's go ahead and release that. You just place the strap on you if you want, or off to the side. I just want you to go ahead and counter pose by giving yourself a hug. This havening technique I love to use. It also just feels really, really good. Just giving yourself this hug here. And release when you're ready. We'll go over to the other side. So grabbing the strap. We made a fist. Flipping the fist. And then just bringing it around like that. And then with the other hand, just seeing, option to always play around with how much distance, space in between those hands. But noticing also if one's a little tighter than the other. So this is another way of asymmetrically stretching different regions, right, of the body. And then just noticing that point of accessibility and also that point of sustainability so you can build on. We'll take a breath in together. And exhale. Let's breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And gently and slowly go ahead and come on out. And just place wherever you need to the strap to give yourself a nice hug. And then I just want to check time here. So it is 12:02. Do you have 5, 10, 0 available? 10. Okay. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. The roof is on fire. Let's go ahead and use the cooler, the stool, or the chair as our support to build on to what we worked on last time with our pigeon pose. But before we do that, to stretch out the hamstrings, let's go into a variation of down dog. So just visualize with me for a moment here. This is almost like a corset, right? Our transverse abdominis, you can think of it as a corset. And that is what we want to activate for core strength to help with safe movement patterns as well. So if we thought of it as like a cylinder, we have these intercostal muscles, right? And that's what we were feeling earlier with that expansion, placing our hands on the belly, feeling that expand out, exhale. So just noticing those things, right? As we palpate our own body, it helps keep that memory. And then also just coming back to the pelvis, right? We have this anteroversion versus retroversion of the pelvis. And what we're going to do is like take a slight bend, protect all our joints really, but especially not hyperextending, just folding to a flat back. So once you get to a flat back, think of piking the hips back, releasing the hands, and placing them wherever it is of accessibility on your point of ground. So it could be the stool or the cooler. And I want you to visualize pushing as if you're pushing away, but not really pushing away. And seeing how this feels in the hamstrings, just feeling, maybe even walking the feet back a little bit more, see how that feels. Maybe bending the knees a little bit more, see how that feels. And you'll notice by walking back more, you might feel this more even in the upper part of the body, getting a nice shoulder stretch to lengthen out the arms. But what I want us to think about more so is the hamstrings. So feeling that without dumping anything in the lumbar spine. And then just walking forward. Just wanted to provide a little extra there. Okay. So let's go ahead and walk ourselves to a comfortable position so we can go into, we'll go into pigeon, and then I'm also going to show you something called blaster pose. So for pigeon, you're welcome to use any cushion needed. So towel, blanket, block to place under. And think of this as more of a passive hold as well. So it doesn't need to be any sort of proper alignment. Think of this as benefit for you. But we're going to be upright, palms facing up, using the stool, the cooler. Yeah, perfect. And if it feels comfortable, you're welcome to relax the head as well. Don't stay here for too long. There's so many different ways to do pigeon pose. This has this hip flexion as well as knee flexion. So taking extra precaution here. What's right for your body today without measuring how it was. Using that breath, that light constriction. When we're practicing at home, you can make those little extra noises without bothering anyone or feeling like, oh, I shouldn't do that. So feel free to play with the breath as you inhale and exhale. And whenever you're ready, gently just come out of it by placing more weight onto that left. I didn't even realize I did start with the left, but if you start with the right, that's okay too. It's just windshield wiper. So just letting your knees go back and forth, and then either side here. Going into the other opposite side. So sometimes just placing a block underneath the bum provides that little extra support too. Not thinking too much about how it's supposed to look, but thinking more of how it feels right now. What's really cool that a teacher had taught me at one point is we have these acupressure points in our feet. And so by using the thumb, we can just place it right in our toe bed, placing it right in the toe bed to kind of massage. And from there, I've kind of expanded that practice into like using the rest of the fingertips just to provide an overall massage of the feet. They do so much for us, and sometimes just placing a little focus, a little extra attention on these body parts and taking a breath in and breath out, you can feel more connected. We're connected into the now, right? All right, let's breathe together, feeling that support of the stool. Taking a breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whenever you're ready, just pouring a little extra weight into that side that you were on. And then allowing yourself just to slowly even feel the ground, contact with the ground in the hips and the thighs, and then windshield wiper back and forth. Yeah. Sometimes these just slow transitional movements can feel really nourishing. And go ahead and give your knees a nice hug, nice little yoga ball if that feels good to you. I'm going to show you one more, and then next time we can add on. So using the stool as a form of support, and this sometimes is referred to as lizard pose. Blaster pose is my training background, but it essentially is a lunge. So you would place the towel, if that feels good, underneath the knee, right? A little support. And you would use the cooler stool or chair or even table. And then that front extension. So we have, for me, it's my left foot. It's going to go and turn out. Oh, you can't see my foot. I'm sorry. It's going to turn out about 30 degrees. There we go. So I'm here. Toes can be tucked or untucked. I like to tuck them just so I'm not having too much inward rotation. And then you're going to walk the foot out just a little bit so the knee is not going over the toes. You want to keep a nice distance there. And then you can open up. And this will provide a nice stretch in the hip flexors. And then using the support of a stool, it just gives a little extra guidance for maybe targeting certain points, right? So if we squeeze the glutes, we can maybe feel more in the inward versus the outward, maybe even letting that front foot roll over to the pinky side, that knife edge. See how that feels. This is when there's so many different ways to do it. So I just wanted to plant a seed today. And this is when we can play with maybe another time and using our breath. That can be another yin yang pose here. Just breathe in together. Just one more round here. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just a gentle counter pose, not all the way extended, straightened, but micro bend, of course. Just letting your body droop forward. Just slowly with that protraction of the shoulders coming through to the tabletop, and then going over to the other side here, just more of a quicker transition here. So just propping it up. Remembering inching those toes. Hopefully you can see forward, and then opening that foot up just a little bit. This is definitely one that over time, as we're training our autonomic nervous system, that you'll see after holding this pose for longer, using your breath, you'll see the flexibility, time over passive tension. Just breathing in together for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. And gently, slowly, go ahead and go into a counter pose of just extending out the leg, flexing the toes back. That feels comfortable. And we'll go ahead and make our way all the way down to our backs here. Okay, have your block near you. Go ahead and place the feet, bend the knees, place the feet firmly rooted to the mat, and then press up vertebra by vertebra into this bridge pose here, keeping the chin parallel to the chest. Place the blocks together, and you're going to find that flat part right above the bum. It's our sacrum. We might have to wedge this back and forth, but essentially this is our supportive bridge. It's feel really nourishing to the body. You want to place both blocks. I can come up to and show you together. Just like so. As you place the blocks, placing the blocks. And then if it's available to you, you can go ahead and extend out the legs. Extend out the legs or keep them bent. And stay where you're at. I'll just double check here. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. How does that feel, or a thumbs down? Okay. Just stay right here. Coming back to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. An option to stay here for Shavasana, or go ahead and press the palms into the floor anchoring the feet to the mat, lifting the hips all the way up and releasing the blocks and placing them off to the side, and then lowering vertebra by vertebra all the way down. And then go ahead and bring your knees into your chest and squeeze into a little ball, making little fists with your hands, little fists with your feet. Squeezing, even bringing your eyes to shut, squeezing everything so tight for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Shavasana. Releasing. Relaxing. Give yourself the space to just be. All mind the time. All mind the time. And you just stay where you're at. And then whenever you're ready, no rush, go ahead and roll over. Go ahead and roll over to either side, staying for a few breaths in, a few breaths out, your fetal pose. And slowly pressing your palm into the floor, coming up to a seated position that feels comfortable to you. And moving that shin bone back, that fleshy part of the bottom. Feel free to take the soft gaze or to keep your eyes closed. We'll just go ahead and end our session, our time, our practice together with 3 rounds of box breathing. Breathing into the count of 4, holding for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Inhale with me for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing the right hand on the heart and the left hand on the stomach. Feel free to repeat this internally. May this practice heal, strengthen, and provide peace. May this practice heal, strengthen, and provide peace. Gentle forward fold. And coming up. The light in me honors the light in